Welcome back, everyone. Former National Chairman Southwest of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Eddy Olafeso, is on the program tonight as we discuss the latest on efforts by the PDP BOT and caretaker leadership to end internal party crisis of the PDP. The Board of Trustees and the party's National Caretaker Committee, led by Chairman Honorable Abdurrahman Mohammed, have held high-level meetings in Abuja, reaffirming their commitment to restoring internal cohesion and respect for court rulings, urging party members to embrace peace, uphold the rule of law, and prioritize collective interest over personal ambitions. It described the recent legal clarifications as a pathway for the party to rebuild trust, conclude pending congresses, and prepare for an orderly national convention. One major question I would be asking Dr. Olafeso is, there is a serious trust deficit within the PDP. Why should factions that don't trust each other suddenly cooperate now? Also, what exactly is new about this process that wasn't tried and failed in the past? Is this about rebuilding the PDP or simply avoiding electoral disaster? Dr. Eddy Olafeso is also a member of the PDP Board of Trustees. Thank you very much for joining me on the program, sir. Good to have you.
Good evening, and thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. So let's start with some clarification, simply because with your party, there is a daily update or monthly.
Can you kindly be a little louder, please?
All right. So I want us to start with some clarification, and this is because with the PDP, there is a daily update, which further confuses Nigerians. Can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear.
All right. So which further confuses Nigerians about the genuineness of conversations around unity and stability in the party. As a member of the BOT, are you in support of this reconciliation moves, their moves to end this crisis? Are you a part of it?
One, I cannot be a part of it because those, feigning and faking reconciliation are the problems of the party. They've been expelled and they remain expelled until things are sorted out. So it's just an attempt to becloud, like you rightly said, confuse Nigerians, and continue to execute their plans against destroying and devastating the party by balkanizing and dividing it. So how can somebody that has been expelled, somebody that a court in Abuja said that he can no longer hold office, now begin to think of reconciliation? It is not possible. And the truth is that where did they get the authority from? Our constitution stipulates how meetings can be held, how all the structures can hold their meetings. There is nothing like that in this situation. So they are just acting their script, and they're not thinking about the health of the party and what can happen to millions of people that are anticipating and expecting PDP to maintain its position as the main opposition party in the country.
All right, Dr. Olafeso, does this mean that the PDP BOT is also divided? I mean, if you're speaking this way, it means that some members of the PDP BOT belong to the Wike faction, some belong to the Governor Makinde faction.
No, Wike has no faction. They have been launching all the missiles of destruction against the party. And the truth is that you can see in their utterances, both public and in private, that they have not changed their plan to make sure that the party is destabilized for the ruling APC. So I mean, nobody recognizes people that have been expelled from the party because they have actually contravened all the rules of Section 57 and 8 of our party, and there is no way they can be recognized for whatever they are doing. The reality of it is that they are still playing on the script, but the People's Democratic Party, as is known and is set up by Constitution from our NEC 101 till date, still maintains the fact that the Damagun-led ESCO that actually midwifed the Oyo State Convention, is the right one. It are not an individual or groups putting themselves in somebody's sitting room and claiming that they are working for the party. Hell no. Wike's utterances and everything indicate is still, a clue to where his mind is. And a lot of things happened between the last time I spoke here and now. There is certainty that these guys are working on a script, and I know for sure they have been defeated, because along the line, the party will rise again, and it will be shame on those who fought against the same party that brought them to limelight and to the significant level they found themselves.
All right, so Dr. Olafeso, can I authoritatively say that you belong to the Governor Makinde faction? And whose script were you referring to? Who wrote that script? Who is the owner of that script?
The script is being made known to Nigerians that one individual went to the president to say, don't worry, we'll hold down the People's Democratic Party for you. And how can we allow that to happen? How can we sell the soul of the same party that brought SOCO to several millions of Nigerian people from 1998 till date? So the truth is that those are the ones with the script. And it is clear with what Governor Seyi Makinde, who was at the meeting, who was present at that meeting, said to all Nigerians that, listen, this is the attempt and we shall resist it. If you say I belong to Governor Seyi Makinde, I belong to anybody that is working so hard and committed to ensure that we did not kill the party. And those that are doing everything within their party to destroy the party are the enemies, and we continue to fight them. You can hear from them not quite long ago that they said they are interested in what is happening in the Southwest just because they feel that Governor Seyi Makinde's position is clear to the rest of the world. Seyi believes that this is the time to stand up for the People's Democratic Party and bring about a formidable opposition, because that's the essence of democracy. I have never in my entire life imagined that our party will be a one-party state. I mean, our country will be a one-party state for whatever purpose. And the truth is that it will not happen. And we are ready to go all the way to the Supreme Court to ensure that this case is laid to rest. It is not the very first time that these people are trying to divide and destroy the People's Democratic Party. You will recollect the Modu Sharif era that actually between 2016 till 17, that we were all in the Supreme Court until they were put to shame. They are the same characters, former governors that actually contrived to bring Modu Sharif to the party to eventually destroy it, that are still attempting to destroy this party today. So it's been a long battle, but we are very close to ensuring that we put paid to all the destruction they are visiting upon the party.
All right, so according to you, Dr. Olafeso, you said one individual went to the president to say that, allegedly, to say that he would hold on the party for the APC. But recently, Governor Seyi Makinde was also with Mr. President. Are you privy to what was discussed behind closed doors? I mean, this is also someone who was part of the G5. And I mean, it took him a while to say he has repented.
But the truth remains that where Governor Seyi Makinde stands today as far as the People's Democratic Party is concerned. Let me be honest with you.
Does that take away the fact that, Kali Hodo said, yes, I know where he stands now, but does that take away the fact that he worked for this emergence or the victory of this administration? Isn't it hypocritical to now totally blame the Wike faction for the downfall of the PDP?
No, let me explain clearly to you. The truth is that there was a meltdown of leadership at that time. There were issues in our party that needed to be resolved by the leadership, far beyond individual. When you decide not to do it just because you believe that you already have, what it takes to win, then there will be this kind of crisis. And looking back, an individual that is involved came to tell the nation that, listen, whatever it was that actually created that position at that time has changed completely. It's only God that is perfect. Individuals make mistakes. Owning to that mistake and moving ahead to ensure they stand their ground against the onslaught of the enemies of the party should actually be applauded. Number one, do you still want him to continue to fight the party? Number two, do you want him to take a leadership role in ensuring that things are changed and corrected? And the individuals that are involved, they have now exposed themselves clearly to the Nigerian people that there is no way they will ever change the colors of who they are. Let me tell you, if it's possible to divide the party today into two, let me know who we want to go to the other side and those who will stay with the mainstream of the People's Democratic Party, whose desire is to ensure we bring the past and the lost glory of Nigeria back to the Nigerian people and continue to play our role as a major opposition party. And the reality of it is that those that are battling the party have battled everybody on this planet, from presidents to senators, from candidates to everywhere. They are all self-imposed leaders that have actually devoted their lives in ensuring that they sell the People's Democratic soul so that they can continue to prosper in wherever they are. Is it possible, Olajumoke, that somebody will be in two parties at the same time? It is laughable in this country when somebody will be called a PDP leader at the same time is leading the APC. Isn't that completely out of whack with cognitive capacity? The reality of it is that things are happening that the Nigerian people should be worried about. They should be worried about the pronouncement coming from the judiciary, especially in some certain quarters. They should be worried that justice should be done in such a way that the freedom of all these political parties are allowed so that they can continue to manage and administer their party. What is going on is a clear, corrupt, way of killing an opposition party, and the world is watching. And I can tell you, it will not succeed. They will not succeed.
All right. Two questions. First, you just said human beings are not perfect, and this is a scenario I'm trying to paint to you, Dr. Olafeso. Governor Makinde was with the president some days ago. This is just me thinking and calculating. He was with Mr. President some days ago. How are you sure that another private arrangement or another secret arrangement has not been made ahead of 2027, and by 2031 we begin to hear all of these stories? Second, if the PDP is this divided, and what should be the conscience of the party? Is this fractured? What hope remains for ordinary members of the party who are looking forward to the resurrection, so to speak, of the PDP, and who still believe in the party?
All over the world, in all democracies, the relationship between a governor and a president is considered to be an issue of state. And the reality of it is when both of you are not, when you're not privy to the meeting as somebody present, then it is just normal to assume that they're discussing the matters of state. And 1,000 times, Governor Seyi Makinde already came out that he is standing for the People's Democratic Party, and that he believes that our party can stand to fight for 2027 and 2031. He's not saying it in secret. He's saying it on television. He said it about 2-3 days ago, and he's still fighting to ensure that our party comes together again. Then the number two aspect is the fact that every Nigerian understands where our problem, started from. From the Modu Sharif era to this moment, there were 3 committees set up by the National Working Committee of this party between 2019 and 2023, looking at the aftermath of our failure in 2015. And Ekweremadu's report came out, with a lot of recommendations. After that, Ugwuanyi report came up. After that, Autumn came up. There is one single individual manipulating all the decisions of these committees. He is still manipulating the party today.
There was also the Saraki committee.
Yes, for reconciliation. Yes. And there is also the Governor Olu Oyilola Olagosoye's committee working around around the country, reconciling people. But when we do everything possible to ensure that our party, is heading some way, this group of individuals, they are very few, but they have enough resources that have been garnered together all the long years of, the exposure and the opportunity given to them by the party, and they will do everything to disrupt it. So the reality of it is that we still believe in the judiciary. Our cases are in appeal court, and we are sure that we will continue to pursue it to the highest level of the country. Since our only weapon is that of civil obedience to the laws of the land, we will continue to pursue it. We approached a court in Oyo State for a mandamus, justifying the convention in Abuja. The court said, no, I do not have jurisdiction over this, since you have already gone on appeal. The same court equally was making pronouncements, obliterating our party and creating further chaos. How do you make Anyanwu, who has been expelled from the party, and his cohorts and a few other people, operating from somebody's house? They cannot be the party. The party was formed long before they arrived at the scene. And what they are doing, history will never forgive them, because they know they know their antics and what they are doing against the people. And that is the reason why over time they will regret whatever they are doing to the party today. And for us, we are resolute, we are resolved. Nobody is confused amongst us. We are even more fired up with the kind of embattlement they have given to us, because we know for sure that the truth will prevail and justice will be done no matter how long it takes. So for us, we're not bothered about what they are doing, but history will be very unkind to them.
Does this mean that the National Convention scheduled for March would not hold until the finality of the cases in court? All right.
How can somebody expelled from the party now hold a national convention? It is laughable and disgraceful, because they feel that they can just do anything.
Dr. Olafeso, please let me put you on hold, sir. Clearly, this means that the scheduled national convention would not hold until the finality of the cases in court. But quickly, this exchange between Governor Makinde and former Governor Wike has become very personal, very, very personal. And clearly, I mean, from what we've seen since this began, it's been about egos and political strategy driving this confrontation. It has also come to a matter of who is richer, who became a millionaire first. But I want you to be neutral for a moment, Dr. Olafeso, based on your position in the party and experience. What advice would you give to both men, just for the preservation of the party, the unity? Can the PDP survive and thrive politically if such high-profile disagreements persist within the party?
You see, there wouldn't have been any disagreement. It was clear, from what emanated from the meeting with the president by the duo and the eventual, mention of His Excellencies, of what happened at that meeting with the president. It's obvious that there are two sides to this coin. One, desire for the party to succeed and to survive. The other one decides that this is the moment for sale of the People's Democratic Party. And it's clear. I don't think we have seen Governor Seyi Makinde in any other political party or supporting a particular candidate that is not, from the People's Democratic Party. So the reality of it is that, it's obvious. One is actually working, for the survival of the party, and the other one is ready at any point in time, for a wholesale destruction of the party, so that they can be equally considered, the successful, the successful, if you call it, if you like, call it Judas of the party, and at the same time doing everything possible to ensure that they make peace impossible. Let me tell you one thing, Olajumoke. Shortly before we went to the convention in Ibadan, there was a peace meeting that visited, Governor Wike. And the peace meeting was called to be able to reconcile everybody. It was called at the instance of the Governors Forum, and it was for us to bring everybody together and take a decision on that convention. When they arrived at the other group, led by Governor Wike, what they said that as a point of consideration and as a point where they will seek to discuss is that PDP will not present a presidential candidate. How about that? So why are we talking about personal issues between Sheyi Makinde and Minister Wike? The truth is that it's about the survival of the party. I don't think it's personal. You know, they were friends on their own. None of us actually is privy to when they become, when they started their friendship or what happened along the line. But we are aware of the fact that one is standing for justice within the party and the other wants the party to be annihilated. And you now tell us that we cannot even present a candidate. And that's exactly the crux of the matter. That's the point of departure. Let me tell you, those creating this program are very few in number, negligible, but with quantum resources and the ability to continue to destroy the party as much as they can. So, you know, what happens is that the majority of the People's Democratic Party will smile in the long run because history is replete with this kind of despotic characters who are violently opposed to order and, you know, to do things within the framework of the constitution of the party that they belong. But since that has been the issue, we are resolute to continue to fight this battle. For me, Governor Sheyi Makinde represents what is true, what can bring us about, you know, the future we deserve for our party, and, you know, for us to be able to, you know, survive this difficult moment imposed on us by individual interest and ambition.
All right, Dr. Olafeso, two things former Governor Wike has consistently told us, when I mean us, I mean Nigerians, is that the leadership of the party gave him permission to work for the APC. Second, he's also holding on to the fact that the governors who were insulting him for working for the APC government, all of them have now defected to the APC. First, isn't he justified? And you know, for some who have said one major edge the APC has over the PDP is internal resolution mechanism. The APC somehow knows how to bring all warring parties to a table, negotiate properly, appease those who are aggrieved. And you hear leaders and ordinary members say party supremacy is paramount here in the APC. Do you agree that this is lacking in the PDP?
No. The truth is that when we were in power, you wouldn't have seen this kind of thing, you know, lingering this far. I told you that what led to this was a meltdown of leadership, you know, between 2019 and 2023 election. Things went on for long without resolution. Most of the new devils in the house today actually acquired more power in that during that period. I told you about the three committees that eventually came to nothing, and eventually, you know, there was a departure of the G5, and you know, eventually what transpired in the last 2023 election. The reality of it is that, you know, if leadership took control at that time and resolved what was the issue, there wouldn't have been any problem. Let me tell you what the issues were at that time. Now, you cannot have the presidential candidate from the north. You cannot have the director general of the candidate from the north. You cannot have the chairman of the chairman of the party equally from the north. You know what they were asking for at that time, agitating, and that was true. Was that because I was with the former Vice President Waziri Atiku during the 2023 election, so I have an inside information about what was going on. They were not resolved. And, you know, at the appointed time, people got angry because of the comments made by one side or the other. But having gone through that, it could have been a landing call for us. All of us who have been able to come together now and begin to find ways. But no sooner that left, like you rightly said, some people said some people gave them the authority to go and contest. I have never seen it, and I have attended all, you know, NEC meetings since I joined this party about 20-something years ago. When I became member of the National Working Committee, a member of NEC, a member of Board of Trustee, I rarely will miss any meeting. Now, this guy said somebody asked him to go and serve APC. Now, serving APC doesn't mean destroying the party. Doesn't mean that because he's serving APC with the logo of PDP, is now the leader of the party. Does he become the owner of the party by virtue of that? He is taking ownership of our party and he cannot walk. It won't happen. That's the truth. So please, it is those issues that actually brought about the whole scenario that has brought us this far. And we're going to survive. And please kindly tell some people threatening to come. The Southwest is not like any zone in the whole country. You can do whatever you like in all the other 5 geopolitical zones. When you walk into the Southwest, it will be your Vietnam, because we know exactly what your intentions are. It is to destroy this party in the Southwest the way it has been destroyed in most of the South. And we will not allow that to happen. Nobody is greater than God, and nobody is greater than the majority of the people, fighting every day, starving every day.
I hear you, Dr. Olafeso. But Governor Makinde has also threatened. I mean, we heard him saying day will soon break. Whatever that means, it also means interesting days ahead. Thank you so much for speaking with us tonight. Dr. Eddy Olafeso is a former national chairman Southwest of the PDP, also a member of the BOT. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Please have a great evening.
Thank you, Olajuwon. I appreciate you and have a nice evening.
Right, and you too, sir.